Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Still not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Maybe one day. Good afternoon. Today is the 20th of November and it's time for our monthly visit to Barron's Classic Car Auctions at Marchwood near Southampton. I do apologise for the background noise. There's still boat building activities going on behind me, and the wind noise and things like that. We are quite near the sea. So I do apologise in advance for any incorrect information if I fall over, if I generally make a hash of it, just the way that it goes on this channel. But you want actually to buy, because last month's October sale preview was one of the most popular videos on the channel of the year. So we will just continue in the same way. So we'll start off with this MGB, lot number 101. I've seen this a few times before. It's one of the cheapest MGBs currently for sale in the country. It does have an MOT. It's 76. It's been modified as a hill climbing car. The estimate on this is only £1,800 to £2,200. I might be wrong about the MOT. I mean, you don't technically need one if you don't want to get one, but I would recommend having one. It's a nice solid car. I can't see any obvious major rust spots. I mean, the door's a little bit bubbly down here, but that's not really a big problem. Yeah, MGB prices seem to be really low. All 4 MGBs that were in last month's sale are still here. Which is crazy. Lot number 132. This is a BMW 6 Series. Saw this again last month. You'll see quite a common sort of theme that runs through this video about cars that are still here. This is a 2004. It's a 645 Ci automatic. The reserve has been reduced. Guide prices £2,500 to £3,500. Not my cup of tea really. It's been modified a bit. Not really me perhaps. Mileage 120,000 on this. This is a bit more me. Unfortunately, it's a petrol, viewers. A 2000 Range Rover P38. It's an HSE. This one. It's got the 4.4 litre V8 engine. I think this is a facelift one actually. See if the doors open. Sometimes they leave the doors open, sometimes they don't. No, that one's not open. Estimate on this is £3,000 to £4,000. Hang on, why did it say Vogue on the back and HSE in the catalogue? Answers in the comments section, viewers. This is interesting. Lot number 129, 1954 Ford Popular. I'm amazed this hasn't been made into a hot rod or something like that, because most of them seem to be. They were Britain's cheapest car at the time, I think. These. They had the side valve engine from the contemporary Anglia and the Prefect engine, but they retained the older shape, I think, Anglia bodywork this was. Do we even have door locks on this? I'm not even sure we do. That's probably locked from the inside, isn't it? Yeah, no lock on the fuel filler. Someone's sensibly put some indicators to this. Now, this isn't at all expensive. It's £1,800 to £2,500. It looks quite good. There are some sort of rust spots on this here and there. We've got traffic cages as well. Isn't that just amazing? I think my grandfather wanted these in the 50s or 60s. He had it. Loads of people I know had these as first cars. Yeah, wonderful. Lot number 136, 2002 Mini Cooper R50. This has done 44,000 miles. Silver with charcoal half leather interior. Estimate between £2,000 and £3,000. I'd say that's pretty fair for something like this with this sort of mileage. I thought prices of these were sort of slightly rising, but maybe they're not. It's sort of, again, a common theme with cars, and there will be a very vague vlog or something similar coming up about classic car prices in general, because the market's not the most buoyant, apart from certain cars like a Clear Williams or something. So maybe this will actually sell this time. We've got another one next to it, number 102, 2004 Mini Cooper R50. This has got a really sort of unusual Interior specification. This is £2,000 to £3,000 as well. So 65,000 miles. If we kind of go here, I've got rubber case on the phone here, so it doesn't matter if I touch it. But yeah, then we've got wood on the dash. It's very hard to show you this, but you can just see that it's hard for me to actually show it unless the car's open, which it isn't. I prefer this one personally. This is more my kind of thing, but your taste may vary. And then we've got Audi TT next to it, lot number 131. Again, we saw this last month's auction, like these two minis. This is first generation one. I think it is it's a 225 1.8 Quattro. I can't remember what BAM stands for. It's done reasonably high mileage, but it's only £3,000 to £4,000. This one, I think it's been reduced. No, 67,000 miles. Gosh. I'm getting quite tempted, viewers, and we're not really very far in at all. This is also quite tempting. In fact, my lady wife and I discussed this today. This 2005 Mercedes CT30 V6 Avantgarde SE automatic. This is a W203, estimate between £2,000 and £3,000, and you know, sensible second-hand classics. I had this on last December. That's been a really popular video on the one that I drove. It was an immaculate car. It was not as powerful as this. It was the C180 compressor, and that's had a real sort of show of appreciation for some reason. So I don't know, it's only done 82,000 miles. It's not beige leather, but you know, it will do very nicely. It's probably locked as well. Yeah, I might quite like it. Elegance is the sort of trim. It's Avantgarde, this one is. Avantgarde, elegant sort of trim levels that we like on this channel. Lot number 113, 1968 MGC with a reduced reserve. Estimate £16,000 to £18,000. These three MGs that were in a row, I think, were all in the sale last month. Possibly the midget wasn't, but these two definitely were. The MGC and the B behind it. This has had a big restoration since 2016. Let's have a look at this interior. I quite like the interior on this. It's got the older style steering wheel in it. I like the seats and everything. It's a really nice example of this. Oh yes, of course, the good old Morris Marina internal door handles. I think actually they were first used on the Land Crab, and the Mark II Land Crab came out in '68. So I think they were the first on the Mark II Land Crab, but I might be wrong about that. They were used on various vans until early 2000 or something. Right, I will just pause a second to find the information for this next one. Yep, it's another one we've seen before, lot 134. 1963 MGB Roadster. It's had a 70s shell rebuild, which is why it looks really weird. So it's 63, but yeah, the bit's gone into a later shell. So we've got the 70s dash and things like that in here. Estimate £3,000 to £4,000. It's, again, not a lot for an MGB, regardless of whether it's the 70s or 60s one or anything. It looks okay. We've got the paint's a bit old. That door shut's not particularly good. I can't see much in the way of rust on this, apart from something underneath the bonnet there. But you know, that looks like a good usable car if you don't mind it being a little bit tatty. Lot number 107, 76 MG Midget. I drove in a Midget 2 years ago on the channel. It was a 68. This one is originally a rubber bumper car. They've had chrome bumpers and a different grille fitted on it at some point in its life, which is quite common. I prefer just leaving the bumpers off or not changing them at all. So we've got the Triumph gearbox in this one and the 1.5 engine, which probably is a bit better than the non-synchromesh first gearbox, which was in the one I drove. Yeah, £2,500 to £3,500. It looks okay. It's been new MOT on this one. Again, paint's maybe a little bit old on it. Can't find any rust on it though anywhere particularly. They're a bit difficult to get in and out of if you're tall or if you're large, but you know, looks like fun anyway, doesn't it? Lot number 125, 1996 Porsche 911 Targa Tiptronic S, estimate £48,000 to £55,000. I do like this. We've seen this an awful lot before. I don't know why nobody's bought it. Maybe 911 prices, even 911 prices are softening a little bit. I'm not sure. I quite like it. I could do with a rear wiper. Apart from that, Very, very nice. I love the 993s. Lot number 118, 1964 Ford Thunderbird. I think we've seen this before, viewers. I have a feeling that we have. It is absolutely and utterly enormous. Estimate between 13 and 14,500 pounds. It's been recommissioned and things like that. Let's just see if we can get this door open. Oh, I think that's a smell coming from in here. Next to it. Oh, what was that? That wasn't me, by the way, viewers. Look at that. Power everything, air conditioning, electric windows, lights are all working. Don't really know why that hasn't sold, and many times it's been in here. But yeah, that is rather exciting. I'm not really into American cars, but I quite like this. Lot number 122. This is a 1937 Rolls-Royce Phantom 3. Again, we've seen this quite a few times before. It has, of course, the Rolls-Royce of beige leather interiors. Estimate is between 30 and 34,000 pounds, which seems to me to be quite reasonable. We have the partition, we've got, you know, acres of wood and beige leather and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why this hasn't left yet, viewers, but you know, there we go. 1973 Jensen Interceptor Mark III, lot number 117. Guide prices 32 to 40,000 pounds. Now, the reason it's on a V plate is because it originally went out of the country after it was sold new, and it returned around, let's say, 79 to 80. It's why it's on the V plate. At the time, when you imported the car to this country personally, the registration plate that was on it was the one that the year it was imported showed. So if it's 73, it should be on like a, you know, an M or something. It's on a V. But a local plate to this area, fortunately enough. So that's just having a charge. Let's see if we can actually get inside these. I think we've got something very exciting in here. Oh, we have a beige leather interior with piping. No wood, because you didn't get wood, I don't think, on any Interceptors, but that's quite nice, viewers. I feel like Robert Vaughan in The Protectors. 1974 Rover 3500 AP6. I think this is zircon blue from memory, this colour. Estimate between 6,000 and 8,000 pounds. Now, this car's not perfect. You can see that the bonnet could do with a little bit of attention in places there. You can see some sort of rust bubbling through there. But actually on video, the colour looks nicer and the car looks in better condition. It's always the way. Let's have a look inside. Does require some light recommissioning, apparently. Let's have a look inside. Now, this is vinyl or leather in here. I can never remember. I have driven a P6, but it's only a 2000 automatic, which is it's a good car to drive. It's not as fastest, but this is a bit more like it, isn't it? I love the way that in the middle of a dash, the switches for various functions are actually a bit different. It's the first sort of car from this country where we've really thought about safety. Yeah, I mean, I reckon if it was immaculate, it would go for upwards of £10,000, but you know, it's a little bit cheaper. That's quite nice, that. Lot number 120, 2001 BMW 735i Sport Automatic. I think it's an E38 shape, this one. Imported in 2017. Guide price 9,000 to 11,000 pounds. Now, there was another 700s of this shape for sale last time, 728, that was a lot less expensive. This one, being Japanese spec, is what people seem to want at the moment. I prefer a beige leather interior. This will do, won't it? Someone's even put the correct mile per hour speedometer in that. I mean, if you fancy kind of being like Pierce Brosnan in Tomorrow Never Dies, then there we go. Ooh, we've even got little puddle lights. I've just gone out. Rubbish. Lot number 105, 2007 Porsche Cayman S with just over 100,000 miles. Not my kind of thing, really. We saw it again last month. Again, why it's still here, I don't know. You know, you tell me. But yeah, I suppose that's a bit of fun, isn't it? Lot number 127, 1998 Land Rover Defender V8. Anniversary edition with reduced reserve. Estimates 32 to 38,000 £. Checker plate on there, and a factory sort of bull bar on there as well. Obviously we can't talk about this one. We can talk about this one though. Yeah, we've seen this before. It's quite nice. It's the only way I'd be able to enjoy a Land Rover Defender experience. 126, 1966 Triumph TR4A with independent rear suspension. Guide price 19 to 21,000 £. Strong engine, but not on a loaded conversion. Bodywork is pretty good. We've got some marks on here like sort of that, which you can just about see. Interior is very nice. It's not quite the sort of thing I'd be after, but for one of those, it looks quite nice. Look, number 111, 2003 BMW 330 Ci M Sport convertible. Mystic blue with black leather interior, 45,000 £. Let's have a look at the mileage on this. This one is 135,000. Oh, it's an automatic, okay. Now the plate, although it's personal one, is actually correct for the year, which is nice. It's not quite to my taste. The wheels are black, and the body kit on it I think is official one though, so maybe it's this sort of thing. I prefer a lighter colour leather interior myself. So 1954 Morris Minor Traveller. It is actually a Minor 1000 because it's been fitted with the 1098cc engine. Originally it would have been, I think, an 803 with this, and someone has fitted a beige leather interior that I can't access, which is a bit of a shame, viewers, because we do like a nice beige leather interior. Oh, that's better. It doesn't matter if the door's open or not. That's very tasty. I wonder if it's had like servo brakes fitted or something, because the brakes on these are not very good. Oh yes, front disc brakes. Front eddy roll bar's been changed, wiper motor, etc, etc. Oh, that'll make a nice car for somebody then. Lot number 109, 1991 Lamborghini Diablo. Reduced reserve, estimate between 138 and 152,000. We're not going to open the doors today, viewers, because it's a bit of a hassle sort of doing that with one hand and things. We've looked at that before a couple of times. But what a car. Bit outside my price range, but very nice nevertheless. Now, this is more like it, viewers. 2001 Aston Martin DB7 Vantage. V12 engine, 46,000 miles. Estimate between 16 and 18,000 pounds. I'm going to be seeing this last month, and you know, I don't necessarily need to show again, but because we've got a beige leather interior with wood and piping and some green leather bits here, and it even smells good, we must, viewers, have a look properly at this. I would very, very much like to own something like this. This will be a most agreeable vehicle, but I fear my lady wife would not let me, so we shall have to leave it alone and hope somebody else buys it this time. A bit more expensive is this 2009 Aston Martin DB9. I think I mentioned before, but I have driven one of these on the track. I drove it over the summer. I wasn't able to record it, unfortunately. The company I was doing a track day with wouldn't let me, but I have driven one, and it was good. Unfortunately, quite a few things were sort of not working on it. This one looks a bit nicer. This only done 22,230 miles. Sports pack on it, first class condition. I would say, yes, it certainly is in first class condition. So, 2003 Jaguar XK8. Personal plate on this is correct for the year. I personally would prefer some different wheels on this, but not to my taste. And also, I think this has got an XKR grille on it, from what I've learnt from last time. But most importantly of all, viewers, we do have a nice cream leather interior. It's almost beige, and it's got wood. And what more do you need in life than one of these? Even got parking sensors, estimate between £5,000 and £6,000, so eligible for sensible second-hand classics. You know, what else What else do you possibly need? How about this 1988 Porsche 911 Carrera Cabrio Sport? It's one of the last of this shape, as the 964 shape I think came in later in '88. Estimate between £37,000 and £40,000. It is very nice condition, this. It's not quite sort of me. If I would have one of these, it would probably be a 993. But yeah, it's, unlike the tow models, it's actually a 5-speed gearbox in this. Yeah, why this hasn't sold so far, I don't know. Lot number 112, 2000 Jaguar XKR Silverstone Edition. It's 109,000 on the clock. I think this is quite a rare special edition, actually. Estimate on this is £9,000 to £10,000. So it's a fair bit more expensive than the XK8 convertible. But there's probably a reason for that, all this extra power. They are, yeah, they are quite powerful. The MOT on this goes for over a year, which is good. Let's have a look inside this one. Yeah, very, very different in character, but you know, the sort of XKR customer is different from the XK8 customer, aren't they? Oh, it smells good though. I love the smell of that. It's getting very tempting around here, viewers, and I see we've got even more tasty Jaguars in the next row, but we'll come to those a tiny bit later. 1972 Volkswagen Beach Buggy. So it's a Fibercraft Storm LWB with room for the children. Estimate on this is £9,000 to £11,000. So when would this have been restored? Restored between 2008 and 2018. It's covered less than 1,000 miles since 2018. Original period Speedo, apparently. Yeah, based on a Beetle, isn't it? Do not lower windows at speeds in excess of 120 miles an hour. What windows? Great joke. Very big wheels at the back, aren't they? Huge. Oh yes, there is Muttley. He's very pleased with himself for some reason. Yeah, it's not to my taste particularly, but somebody will like that, won't they? 116, 2006 Volkswagen Danbury Diamond SE. So I think these are a water-cooled car, and they're a bit different from the older bay window ones. I think these went to continued production in South America until 2013 or something. Got right-hand drive. Looks a bit sort of more modern than the other ones used to. Still got a 4-speed gearbox though. Unfortunately, that door seems to be locked. We'll have to look through here. Yeah, it's literally all modern conveniences. And opening roof and things. It's quite easy to close the door. It's not big and heavy or anything. So yeah, this is £20,000 to £23,000. I do apologise. It's not a water cooled one. It's one of the last air cooled ones made. It's got kilometres because they was been made originally in South America and converted by Danbury over here. About 40,000 miles. Excellent. So a 1967 Jaguar 340. These were the sort of how to put this? The sort of decontented Mark IIs right at the end of production. By 67, the only ones that were left were the 240 and 340 with these later bumpers, and then of course the Daimler V8 250. We've got an example of one of those there as well. So estimates between £9,000 and £11,000. So it was bought by the vendor 2 years ago and first listed for £25,000, but due to unforeseen circumstances left outside and not used. So it's probably deteriorated a little bit, unfortunately. So yeah, it just needs a bit of a clean. So look at door bottoms on this. Yeah. Oh, it's such a shame. smells great. This one's an automatic. Increasingly, of course, the automatics are quite popular in classic cars because people sort of want them more than the manuals sometimes. Oh, it's ever so nice. It's not really me, but you know, that will do nicely. We just look up the Daimler information as well. Right, that was actually not in the sale. It must be waiting here to be picked up from last month or something like that. What you find with these sales is sometimes there are cars in here which aren't in the current sale, and sometimes there are cars that are actually in the sale but aren't here. And I think with these two, the Daimler and this 3.8 Mark II as well, they're not in the sale. This one is, this one over here, however, is. I must get my words out properly, and I'll just find the lot number for it. Gosh, this 2005 Ford Mustang's like an old friend. It's on the ramp at the moment. I'm not sure what they're doing. The number of times they try to sell this, like the 119, is crazy. It's a Shelby Super Snake clone. This one, manual as well. The only ones I've ever really seen that are on dynos and things. I've seen one on a dyno was an auto. Guide price between £10,000 and £12,000. It's not really me, this kind of thing. You know, I'm very, very sort of ignorant about guys. Anyway, there's Super Snake bits there, but I mean, if you want loads and loads of power and you want just the look of this iconic American sports car, then that is really, really wonderful, actually. I don't know if you can see too well here, but there is this Daimler Sovereign, which we've seen in previous videos, was supposed to be here, but it's not yet, so that's a shame, but never mind. Subaru Brat as well, that's not for sale at the moment, but there we go. Mercifully, this video is a bit shorter than it was last month for some of you, I think. But thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more incorrect information.